For a technician or energy auditor that works outside the oil heating industry, seeing a leaking tank in a basement can send you into a moment of shock. Then, of course, that conversation that you're dreading to have with the homeowner. The key is to have a plan and know what to do when you come across this. Welcome back, I'm Chris Morin with HVAC Pro Blog, and this week I'm going to talk about what to do when you find a leaking oil tank when you walk down into that basement. Let's face it, the smallest amount of information here will make you a hero when it comes to relaying this to the homeowner. If you simply state, call your oil company, they're going to feel helpless. Don't get me wrong, of course they should call them. That oil company needs to know about a leaking anything before their next oil delivery. Plus, they likely have a magnetic patch kit that they could probably use to slow that leak until a more permanent fix can be had. Most oil tank leaks are actually caused by water and sludge that sits in the bottom of that tank for years. Of course, that water and sludge will then cause corrosion. Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection actually recommends that these tanks in every home get cleaned out at least once every 10 years. Now, I really believe that this recommendation is out there because people avoid maintenance, particularly when it comes outside of the burner itself. So if a qualified technician is not on site every year, it's really hard for them to identify anything that's changing, especially with the tank. Based on this picture that I took, you can assume that soil cleanup is going to be needed, but possibly groundwater as well. This type of cleanup, according to Mass DEP, can average as much as $90,000. But if this leak was identified before the sump pump turns on, soil cleanup alone can be less than $20,000. This is a significant difference, especially for the homeowner, their insurance premium, and the oil company's insurance premium as well. Even with the moderately volatile oil prices here in Massachusetts, this month averaging about $3.33 a gallon, it appears that oil heating and residential applications is going to be around for quite some time. But thousands of homes are converted to alternative fuels every year here. This could be natural gas, propane, heat pumps, or even straight electric. In fact, some larger cities across the United States are actually passing legislation that's prohibiting the installation of new gas and oil infrastructure, particularly with residential applications. This favors their aggressive plan to reduce their carbon footprint, as well as alternative ways to heat and cool the house. Now, what I want you to think about is how long before this just becomes code, and then all fossil fuels are just done away with. I'm telling you, it's gonna be sooner than you think. With the many financing, rebates, and fuel switching programs available across the country, maybe this leaking oil tank it's time to call it quits with your oil provider. Believe me, most oil companies out there are looking at alternative ways to expand their business. They know there's a huge target on their backs when it comes to states like California, Massachusetts, even Vermont, New York, and Maine. Thanks again for joining me this week at HVAC Pro Blog, where we provide advice for residential system design, quality installation, and system diagnosis. I'll see you soon.